Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing for Monday, April 4th, 2022. Precipitation for the past 7 days is shown here with the observed amounts on the left and the percent of normal on the right. It's been a pretty dry week, or a couple of weeks really, especially across the north and west. Southern and eastern Utah and southern Arizona or southern Nevada did see a fair amount of precipitation over the past week, even above normal in some areas. Snow accumulations in the past 72 hours are pretty light. We did have some rain in some areas, but the snow, it was generally a warm system, and the snow was limited to the higher elevations of central Idaho and the Uintas in Utah. Snowpack has been on the decline, fairly rapid decline over the last few weeks with the warmer temperatures and lack of precipitation, especially over Nevada and portions of Utah. We're seeing the values decrease below 50% in many areas. Of course, it is the first week of April, and we do expect snowpack to really begin melting off at this point. The satellite imagery for this morning is showing an area of low pressure moving into the Pacific Northwest and into northern and western portions of the Great Basin. We will see this storm system track quickly through the Great Basin today into tomorrow, bringing some precipitation, especially to Idaho and the northern Utah mountains. We're also seeing some pretty strong winds out ahead of this system. So for today, by this evening, that low will track through, or that trough, bringing an increase in moisture to much of the area, increase in cloud cover, and increase in winds. Our ventilation rates are really high the next couple of days. Take a look at the winds. Very windy out there, especially across Idaho, northern Nevada, and the higher elevations of Utah today, with gusts upward of 50 miles an hour, in some areas even higher. And these browns are into the 60s, 60 mile an hour range or so. Mixing heights are also pretty high across the area. By Tuesday evening, that low is going to quickly move off to the east. Again, this is a quick storm moving in today into tomorrow, and ventilation rates are still going to be pretty high behind that low tomorrow. Winds die down across the west, but will still be pretty strong over Idaho, western Wyoming, and in eastern Utah, especially on the east side here of the Wasatch Range. And mixing heights are also still pretty high on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we'll begin to see a high pressure ridge build in for the second half of the work week with increasing temperatures. We'll still see some slightly elevated winds out there, but warmer temperatures region wide. Ventilation rates start to come down, especially in the north and west on Wednesday. Wind speed still somewhat elevated on Wednesday over southern and eastern Utah and southern Nevada, and mixing heights still staying elevated there as well. Clearing index is really good for the next couple of days in Utah, decreasing somewhat by Wednesday in western Utah. 3-day precip totals shown here really reflecting the storm that's coming in today and tonight and tomorrow morning. Best areas for precip will be over the central Idaho mountains, western Wyoming, and the higher elevations of northern and central Utah. Unfortunately, Nevada is not going to get much out of this storm besides wind. The high pressure ridge remains dominant into Thursday with increasing temperatures and decreasing ventilation rates. And that continues into Wednesday or into Friday as well. There's a little bit of a little short wave trying to move through Idaho here, but nothing significant. On Saturday, we'll begin to see a trough developing over the Pacific Northwest, northern Rockies here. That will begin to, we'll move into the Great Basin more significantly on Sunday, but ventilation rates still staying high on Saturday. And then here on Sunday, we see that low strengthening, remaining in place over the Great Basin, bringing cooler temperatures and a chance for some showers here and there. Ventilation rates remain high. Precipitation accumulations for days 4 and 5. This is Thursday through Saturday. Not expecting much, but as we get into the Sunday and into early next week, there's a better chance for some precip with that next low coming in next weekend. And the extended forecast for April 11th through the 17th actually puts us in a below normal temperature trend with above normal precipitation. So this is really what we need to see, what we really like to see this time of year to slow the melt off of our snowpack, and possibly even bring some precipitation. So something to look forward to. Mid-April, below normal temperatures and possibly some above normal precipitation. That concludes today's smoke dispersion briefing. Please check back on Thursday for the latest updates.